Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host, a very good friend, is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Love Island All-Stars, questionable, UK Season 2, Week 3, Chris. Oh, my word, Chris. Where would you like to start today?
Well, David, we are well over halfway. That's the main thing.
You're definitely sure about that?
Yes. 17th of Feb is the fucking finishing point. So we're 3 weeks in. This is the 4th week now. So we've got a 5-week run. That's the positive, Dave. I think, well, because we forget how much stuff has happened. And I think, in fact, actually, I think we did talk about this because I was late because of work last Sunday, so we did walk into Sunday's episode. We recorded Monday. We did see the Scott and Luca incident, didn't we? We did talk about that on the last podcast. It's coming back to me. So I think the fallout from that the next day was like, he's like, you don't come back, blah, blah, blah. And then you get this fucking bollocks the next day, like they are family, brothers and all this shit. And I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get Scott what he's about, to be honest, Dave. It's just fucking weird for me. Luca's a knob anyway, but Scott is like I can say I was a bit biased, I think, initially, and sort of was defending him against Luca, but there's just something weird about a 36-year-old man being in there. And we cry out for older people. And I know some of the people in the chat are like, yeah, but the chat's better than that. And yeah, it is. But it's also weird that you've got such a massive fucking gap. I mean, Scott to Elma must be nearly 15-year gap between them. She's probably the youngest. That's fucking weird, isn't it? We're going into fucking like almost grandfather fucking territory at times. It's fucking bizarre for me. It really is bizarre.
Oh, come on, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Let's not go dissing him, man.
Yeah, come on, bro. Yeah, he's sick, that. He's sick.
What a fucking cock. I think the problem is it's not just a one-dimensional scale, is it? It's not just the age. They have to have actually matured a bit as well. That's where our expectations are off, I think. These fucking dead legs, they just live in this reality bubble. It's just, still milking the original appearances all those years ago. So, yeah, it is just bizarre. And honestly, it was stomach churning, Chris. It was like I was watching something off of Fast and Furious 26 or something like that. It's like, oh, Luca, you're my bro. We're family.
Yeah, we're family. Fucking Dom Toretto. Yeah, fucking nonsense.
And I didn't want to bring that out here, and I didn't want to do it either. All you needed was the swelling music. You lift me up. I'm like, what is this fucking bollocks I am watching? But Chris, that was just the hors d'oeuvres. That was just the appetizer for what would come later in the week for this horrible soap opera that we're watching.
Yeah, and you know what? I do want to talk about that. It's gone far beyond reality TV. What's weird is they've got all these older people in there, and it's like when you were at school and you'd like, someone had like, when you would say like 10, 11 years old and you get two people who are a boyfriend and girlfriend, but then all of a sudden they've actually kissed or something, or, something like that. And like the whole school goes, oh my God, they've actually fucking snogged. It's unbelievable. Or like, like them as a teenager, spin the bottle. And these people are like getting fucking excited over fucking like, oh my God, look, he's just kissed her. What the fuck is going on? I must admit, I'm like, this is just weird. We've called out for older people in Love Island and more to watch it. And I know they're closer to our age, a lot of them, than we are, than normal like contestants. But it's just something off of like Gabby and fucking Scott and like all the others here, like Marcel, what's she called, India, like legging it and all squealing and fucking jumping around. Do you remember when in Friends when Ross, Rachel and Phoebe there and they're trying to protect, like, so Ross can't see Chandler and Monica kissing and they do that big thing where they're like celebrating him and getting a flat and they jump and he like does that big splits thing in the air, doesn't he? And they're all dancing and it's like that. I'm just like, how old are you people? You're so incestuous and live in a fake world of narcissism, and it's just bizarre. And every single contestant has had a fucking piece of one of the other contestants, haven't they? It's fucking bullshit, this, honestly. I know I like watching it, but I'm just like, and it sounds like I don't, but I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? Honestly, like, it's ridiculous at times, this show. Well, not at times, all the time. Yeah.
I think this week it's gone into overdrive, though, hasn't it? I mean, I still question this, this bringing back of contestants, who've done the whole show before. And again, we just want to cling to that idea that someone is there for, at least as a second priority, actually meet someone, beyond the first one of getting a bit of reality TV fame. But this lot, it's just so see-through. And the thing is, I know you've got loads of different nonsense drama to talk about, but I can't keep it in anymore. I mean, the fact that people are playing out their same storylines as before is really grating. I mean, I was getting genuinely animated earlier this week with Ekin-Su and fucking Curtis. Ekin-Su is doing her best to manufacture the Davide style drama, and Curtis is doing his Amy play. He's doing his, oh yeah, I am settled, I am closed off. Oh wait, no, I'm not. I just realised I'm not. And it's like, you guys are playing the same fucking thing. You're a one-trick pony. And fucking Ekin-Su's attempted soap opera crying.
My God. It was ridiculous. No tears. She's side-eyeing the camera and everyone else is in. You can see it's like, yeah, look, there's a tear. There's a bit of water there in my face. Honestly, I am with you. Like, the whole thing. The more I watched these two this week, and I was more Team Curtis than I was Ekin-Su at the start, not because I'm a big fan, but just she does my fucking nutting because she is so fake. She makes shit up. She's been exposed for like getting involved in arguments. She tried to call out whoever it was last week, and then fucking Lucas stepped in, to be fair, and was like, "You weren't even there. Oh, I'm just backing my girl up." No, you fucking, I said this in the last episode. You're fucking lying. And she's done it all the way through, and she thinks that she is the best thing. Even when this situation with Curtis sort of exploded in Danielle, it was manufactured outside the villa. Like Ronnie and fucking Harriet. What a load of bullshit that is. He loves her, apparently. You've got to say your undying love on Love Island, you absolute plank. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck off. But I've got to say, Dave, now, before we go any further, are we going to have, because on our other podcast, the VHS Strikes Back, we do sort of do a couple of impressions. Not that there's a segment, but we just sort of, as we go, the Bane one is your favourite. I do Batman. But then yesterday, when we were recording, I ended up doing Ashley fucking Peacock from Coronation Street. But
spoiler.
Spoiler. I don't know how that came up because we reviewed a movie. It had nothing to do, but Fred Elliott was actually in it. What he called Brain Donors. John Savadon. So, but anyway, I think we need to have a Curtis off, Dave, because his fucking voice is unbelievable. So, I want you to do your best Curtis impression, Dave, and I'm going to do mine because he's doing my fucking head in.
I take your challenge, and I'm just going to put a pin in it for a second, because I think you scooched on past the Ashley Peacock thing. Well, I actually think it was possibly the greatest impression I'd ever heard in my life. Throughout the day, I was crying yesterday, just thinking back, and I can't wait for people to hear it. So I think people need to hear it, Chris. So
people want to re-ist.
Well, if I said something like, I say like, Ashley, what are these doing? What are these idiots on this Love Island thing doing?
Oh, Uncle Fred.
What the fuck was that? That was not the yesterday impression. That was George from fucking Sesame Street.
No, Sesame Street. No, Rainbow.
Rainbow, yeah.
Jeffrey. I can't do it all day. I'm under pressure. I've fucking lost it. I've lost it now. I'm not doing it. I'm I've got Brewer's droop. I'm sorry. I've fucking
come back to it.
Come back to it. Oh, we've got to do a Curtis off, Dave. A Curtis off, because he is doing my fucking head in as well. This week it's just been bullshit. And you're right. Ekin-Su is very dominant, inchy over him, and that's not a bad thing. I think he needs to be put in his check, but because she's so fake, and then he sees Danielle and he's like, yeah, well, actually, I don't think I actually do want to be there. I want to, yeah, I don't know. Actually, I'm not really closed off, and I'm like, fuck off. You just the nonsense that's going on with Curtis. He's fucking. Cause he went to that villa, didn't he? He was in Curtis, and then he was Sammy and fucking Elmer. Sammy and Elmer now, relationship from fucking Tower. They were together. I'm over it. But anyway, Dave, give me your best Curtis. I want to hear fucking Curtis.
Well, I think I fall, and it's very close. It's something like 51%, 49%. But I'm ever so slightly on the Curtis side, because what I did appreciate when Ekin-Su was basically implying that he's got a preconception, about what her public persona is. And he was just like, I don't know you. I don't know who you are.
Gary Barlow.
I think that was more Mark Owen, wasn't it?
Mark Owen got the stars for that.
Yeah, so I did. She could not believe it. She was like, "What do you mean you don't know who I am?" So I did appreciate that, but like I say, it's the Amy play. It's just the same thing. It's settling down, making everyone coffee in the morning, pretending like you're the mum and dad of the villa, and then my head's turned. And I haven't really seen a lot, that he's actually done. But and he, in the end, he's kind of apologizing for saying he's closed off. But I'm like, did he ever say he was closed off, or is this all? Just, I don't know. They've been there for 2 fucking weeks, Chris? Or we're into the 3rd week. It's just a joke, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Honestly, it is. It's fucking fast. And that's what I think I'm struggling with now. Is like we always call it out. We call out the fake. We know they're there to just talk bollocks. But this week, more than ever, has been a real struggle, like to just believe what we're watching. The Harry and Ronnie one, that was a step where you were like, come on, this is nonsense. He's come in and said he loved that. And he's saying it in front of Elmer as well, who's like, he's supposed to be. That's right. But with Ekins, and it was the camera thing where she's like, goes in the bedroom and looks at the camera, doesn't she? She looks at the camera and she's like, is he coming? Is he coming? And I'm like, oh. And then I was speaking to someone last night, actually, a couple we met at this, like with the Vegas get together, and they were saying what the husband, like, he's a taxi driver and he travels all over, taking people to like airport runs and stuff, like real far, like from say Yorkshire to Heathrow, Hull to Heathrow, or wherever. And he said, like, he's been listening to our podcast, which is brilliant. But he also said about he'd been listening to the other, like the way they break it down, like break the fourth wall stuff about like, as we'd heard, haven't we, the camera from above going to the front door and the producers just completely like telling them what to do. Maybe you two should have a conversation. And I feel that this isn't even the producers. This feels like the contestants are now the producers of the show. And the producers have gone to him and said, look, we need storylines. We need something. So before they've even gone in, everyone has got a fucking call sheet, basically, with a script on that they're going to stick to. And that's exactly what we're seeing, aren't we? It's fucking bizarre, this. Like, we know it was bollocks. And when the younger ones are on, I said it last week, I can buy it. But it feels like we are so far past it being a reality TV show. It's unreal at the moment now. It's really poor, I think, at times, this show.
Do you think it'll make another season?
I don't. I know the ratings have been pretty poor as well, because let's be honest, it's supposed to be called Love Island All-Stars, Dave, and we've not got one fucking All-Star on here. This is literally the Wish or Temu version of a reality TV show, and Ekin-Su's probably the highest fucking profile one.
She fucking is for you, isn't she?
Well, yeah, she's Dave.
For the reality, yeah.
Yeah, the reality radar. I'll never forget what Ekin-Su and Davide did for my career, Dave, but not that I've got one. But if he comes in that horse, I keep imagining, picture the scene, a white horse, Dave, lovely fucking mane, really looked after, big fucking powerful stallion. Davide, pair of jeans on, cowboy boots, fucking six-pack. Chest oiled up to fuck, hair slicked back with a little bit of a stubble, and yellow fucking cowboy fucking gloves, Dave. Now that is even better than Rip Wheeler out of Yellowstone.
Hopefully pants on as well. I was putting together a piece.
Yeah,
you know,
I can see
you
the
called out
whole
the cowboy
thing,
boots and gloves, but hopefully
the yellow gloves,
trunks on.
Well, he might have chaps on, I don't know. But I mean, to be fair, even I'm getting excited describing this, Dave. But if he comes in, this could be the greatest moment in Love Island history for my career alone. I've already said to you, I've already written my letter of resignation. If that comes in, I can't peak any higher than that. That would be ultimate smash and grab if he came in and stole Ekin-Su off fucking Curtis. But I genuinely think that it's just gone well beyond anything that we can see. I mean, The Bachelor and Bachelorette is bad, and that's fucking ridiculous. But this has just gone. This is like the old. I mean, I've only found this out in the last years. The old jump the shark thing from Fonzie. It's literally jumping the shark now, isn't it? It's gone way beyond any reality now.
I mean, we were critical of the Bachelor and Bachelorette franchise, weren't we? Because of the incestuous nature of it. We were getting puzzled by it. It's like, oh, right, okay, so the Bachelorette is probably someone who the public liked off a previous season. You know, the Bachelorette probably came from The Bachelor, and The Bachelor probably came from The Bachelorette. And you got this weird thing where they've had one go and then they get voted out, or it doesn't work out or whatever, and then they're on the next season. But this is worse because there's like 20 of the fuckers. So, again, I just. I'd love to know what other people thought about it, because obviously we're on the cynical side of things. But you know, are people actually watching it and enjoying it and getting bought into these fake drama relationships? I don't know. I just feel like I don't think I need to see any more of this. Like you say, Ekin-Su, because of the whole Davide thing, you could probably say, okay, if there should be a thing which was Love Island All-Stars, which is questionable whether it should be, but, you know, then she probably belongs in there. But no one else really who's there. I mean, well, could you make a case for Curtis, maybe, because the whole way he screwed over Amy? You know, balls out. You know, maybe for that. But, yeah, I think it's the fucking Love Island dregs, isn't it? It is. You look at someone like Molly May, who's gone off and you know, made an actual career. You know, you have to have a lot of respect for that. But this lot, they're just wanting to fucking squeeze the pips out of whatever this is.
And you know what? I'm glad you brought Molly May up. I totally agree with everything you've said. I really do. But we've actually watched. I think there's another episode. There's 3 episodes, or maybe 4 now. But there's 3 episodes.
Right. Is that any good?
It's good, you know. And you know what's really interesting and sad is, and it's something that's never been reported, is obviously the whole thing with Tommy was about, they said he cheated on her and everything. They've got like the baby Bambi, but apparently she said this, and I don't want to, I mean, obviously he's probably not happy, but he's got a drinking problem apparently. So when he's not fighting and he got injured and everything, he turned to drink, and she never mentioned the cheating, but it's obviously must be all connected. And she actually says, like, if it's the drink, I want to be with him. I don't want my daughter being, you know, without a dad, or like, you know, being in a broken family. I want us all to grow old together, but at the moment it's just not right. And there was a thing about him kissing at Christmas, but you come away from it. I genuinely came in. I wasn't the biggest fan on the show and all that, however, and I didn't believe they'd stay together. So I was completely well, saying that, Dave, actually, I didn't believe they'd be together. Let's just correct that. I mean, you know, I play the long game with the reality radar. I obviously was correct because they are together. 4 or 5 years later. But messing aside, it's a really good watch about like the success of a business. And the mum and dad are lovely people. You know, they've really like, I mean, she's done all that sort of, the fucking shows they used to do where they're all dressed up like them like the American thing, what they call the pageants and everything.
Oh, right.
All this. So she's been beauty pageant. So she's done all these like things as a kid, all chasing the fame. But then when you watch like what they're doing on the side with like the fashion stuff and all the different like brands and that, she's multi-millionaire. She's so clever what she's done. And obviously that's down to her management, the PR, the marketing, but there is a niche there, and it shows it like with the baby. So even though that there will be a bit of a script going on, it was quite interesting the way she opened up about the problems she has with like Tommy. Because I've watched Tommy, I do follow Tommy on YouTube. I watch some of his like YouTube videos where he's doing crossover training videos with, like, say, Eddie Hall, the strongest man, or like the UFC champion Tom Aspinall, who's from Wigan. He used to train with him years ago, and he trained with like Tyson Fury, and they do like kick challenge, or still do stupid challenges now. A lot of these YouTubers just do cross promote and stuff, so they're always doing challenges. Like Tom Aspinall's the UFC heavyweight champion, so they'll do a challenge where Tommy Fury stood there, and he's like, right, kick my leg. So Tommy Fury's leg's getting kicked, and he's like, and it's just silly things like, and they have food, and they do like a day of training and all that. So I have sort of followed bits of what Tommy's doing. I mean, he's a fucking rubbish boxer. Not that I'd say that to his face, Dave. He's never going to be world class, but let's be honest. But genuinely, like, there is something there as a person. So I would recommend that. It's on Prime. If you've got Amazon Prime Video, then I definitely recommend it. There's probably 4 or 5 episodes now, but the first 3 were quite enjoyable, which I didn't think. Sam put it on, and I was like, oh, I'm out of this shit. But then I'm side-eyeing it as I'm watching YouTube going, oh, yeah, what's this? And she's going, take your earphones out. And so I took them out, and I did actually quite enjoy watching it. I felt quite sorry for her by the end of it.
Yeah, I might give an episode or 2 of that a go. I did see it pop up, and I thought you might watch it at some point.
You know me, Dave. There's always something on.
You're saying about YouTube. Did you see the Royal Rumble was on last night?
I did, Dave. Yes. I mean, we did come in at like 2 a.m. from our gambling expedition, which we won. The Queen of Slots, Samantha, came through clutch, Dave. We took a £200 budget for gambling, and we came back with 280, which is brilliant, because that's going to pay for the hotel and everything. We actually won more than that, but Chris here with his get rich quick schemes was sort of like, just put another 20 in there. And the last game, we were 1 ball off winning about £1,000, and I was like, oh, I told you, and we didn't win, Dave. But anyway, we're still up, so it'll pay for like the fuel, the hotel, everything. So no, it's thoroughly enjoyable. I'm just cream cracker because it was in Birmingham, only an hour and a half away, but drinking Jack Daniels till daft o'clock and then having about 5 hours sleep isn't one of the best, Dave, I must admit. Yeah. Now I've got to watch United, so as long as they don't balls me over as usual, then I'll be having a quiet afternoon, I think. Not laughing. Stop it.
But getting back to Love Island, you mentioned about Ron and Harriet and how that's all very set up. It seems very discussed before, and it's, trying to make sure this on-camera thing, oh yeah, I love you and whatever. But I didn't like him from the original season he was on. But the way he when things aren't going his way, the way he speaks to Harriet, I just don't fucking like it. It seems really disrespectful, and very, very quickly it goes from having a conversation to, oh, it's not quite going the way he wants it to go, to basically shouting at her. I mean, have you noticed any of that behaviour from him?
Yeah, I think the problem with Ron is he's a smart ass. I mean, this is coming from me of all people, who's a smart ass at the best of times with my mouth. But you watch the extra show, and I said it last week, he's got a wit about him where he's very quick, and they're taking the piss and that. And I feel like it's that football side of him, the lads together. He seems to thrive in that situation when they're in that group setting. And he has to be like the loudest and disrespectful. And I've seen that myself with Harriet. But again, she needs a bit of respect for herself, Dave. Why would you want to get with that fucking clown? I mean, I'll give Ronnie, sorry, not Ron, because we've got Ron in there and Ronnie. I mean,
that was my fault.
What fucking show have you ever heard where you've got 2 Rons in a show, Dave? You do Ron, but you would never have that. That is so bizarre.
I mean, it'd be easier if you had the 2 Ronnies, wouldn't it? Oi, oi, oi.
Get your coat, Dave, and fuck off. That's terrible. I'll be laughing at that later, but there you go. Yeah. But yeah, it's bizarre. Go on.
No, it's just fucking walked into that one. But the greatest fucking 2 Ronnies sketch remains that one with the
2 candles.
The 4 candles.
4 candles. 2 candles. 4 candles.
2 candles.
Sorry, Dave. I'm still running on juice here. Yeah, but yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because Ronnie has come in with this weird game plan, and the way he drops helmet, and it's the way he speaks about Harriet in front of Elma's like unbelievable. I know they're not she's into Sammy, but like he's really like, yeah, she's the one for me, and I made a mistake and blah blah blah. And I did apologize to Elma, but I'm with you again. I'm like, what are we supposed to believe, and why are we supposed to care about this? Why are we supposed to care? He treated her like shit when they were on the show the first time round 6 months ago. So now we're 6 months later, and all of a sudden they're the greatest couple ever. Then he cheated on her. However, he then said, well, you did it to me. And she went, well, you did it to me. And I'm like, well, basically, you both fucking cheated on each other. I know it's the chicken and the egg, and Ron probably did it. She sounds like she's gone out and had a bit with someone out of spite, don't it, the way they were talking. But even then, I'm like, I don't fucking care, to be honest, because you two are not Love's young dream. He might have said he loves you in the context of the show, but that is not how he really feels. Come on now. Absolute bollocks.
Yeah, and 2 more weeks of this shit.
2 weeks today, Dave.
Oh God, yeah. So I don't know. Well, it's Monday, isn't it? The 17th.
Oh, Monday, yeah, 17th. Sorry, yeah, 17th, yeah.
So it feels like, again, you know, when we were saying about Joey Essex when he came in, he knows what the formula is. So, you know, you've got these people who've coming in for the first time and they've come in with a game plan, but they'll, you know, after they've been in for a while, you see their game plan really being tested. Well, these have all been there, done it. So, you know, and they've got slightly less time, which I'm appreciative of, but, you know, they're just going through their game plan. So it's all a bit, all a bit false. But what about the other couples? I mean, a lot of them have sort of faded into the background, haven't they? I mean, Casey and Gabby are not really
nothing going on, really.
I mean, she seems to be more enamored with him. It's like, all right, so you think Casey's just changed here in the last 2 weeks, but that'll come to a head at some point, I think. Luca and Grace seem to be going okay, I guess, but
just don't know about that. No, there's nothing. It's weird, isn't it? Because we did lose Kaz, Montel, and Naz, didn't we, at the start of the week? So Elma and Luca. Yeah. That was it, though. Let's get back to that very quickly. But Luca, the most popular fucking boy. Elma, I understand. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? However, Luca also gave me my favourite moment of this week when Ekin-Su was doing the old fake soap opera bullshit where she was calling, you know, Curtis a fucking wanker and everything, and she walked off just for the, you know, for the drama, and everyone's watching. Some are buying into it, some are just sat there. Luca's face, he just sat there as if to go, what the fuck am I sat here watching this shit for? You know, like one of them days. Honestly, it may have not been intentional, but for once, Luca looked like my spirit animal where he was sat there, and he's in the middle of this thinking, why am I putting up with this fake fucking drama? You know, like the TV, the cameras are on, action, and he sat there like, is my life really worth this? So there was and I could have just been the way they shot the camera and everything, but it felt like he was like looking at the audience and going, yeah, I'm with you guys. This is fucking fake. I don't know what it was. It was just a little scene. But then we had this rumour of Scott leaving, and they apparently, Olivia said that they stopped filming for 2 days. So they're a good 3 or 4 days. Yeah, apparently she's come out and said they stopped the whole show for 2 days. They give them 2 days off to go shopping, do whatever they want, because they used to do that on a Saturday. They used to, and they still do, but we don't see it. They show them go to the beach, wouldn't they? And they'd have like a bit of a bodyguards on them or whatever, but they'd be able to just like go and chill out and just, you know,
we heard about that, but we never saw it.
I've seen a video of it. Yeah, I've seen a video. It wasn't in an extra thing or anything. It was in like an interview, you know, showing him getting chaperoned. It was on like This Morning or something. But I've definitely seen, I'm not just saying that, I've definitely seen one video of him, like some of the contestants going to a beach and, you know, going around like a town and everything. But we've never seen it since, because you keep that like elusiveness of Love Island. But this thing with Scott's supposed to have walked out. And I'm like, right, well, if he walks out, it must be tonight. But we heard this on Thursday. So we're now on Sunday. Yeah. And we have seen this before where I think it was it Michael, the one who dumped Amber years ago, you know, and obviously went on to win it. We watched the reality show. And there was a picture, took a picture of him on like an EasyJet flight home. And it was literally a day or 2 days before they'd even said we're doing a voting. But he was on his way home to the UK. So like, you've got to try and keep it. So there must be a few days, but I'm really interested, just more to be a nosy bastard, really. But the 3 days or 2 days that they've got off, what's actually happened?
Yeah, I mean, who knows if that's true, but I guess, with Scott and Tina, there's nothing really going on there, is there?
No.
They're just kind of going through the motions, I think. So maybe he leaves for that reason. It's hard to say, but I mean, obviously the big cliffhanger, Chris, is at the end of the last episode. So Curtis has to make his choice between Ekin-Su and Danielle. I mean, he's going to go with Ekin-Su, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Because Danielle didn't close it off with Ron either, did she? And again, it's all for the show. So you're like, well, why? What is your reasoning behind that? Like, you've gone with him because she said he didn't shut it down. We know he didn't shut it down because it's all for the fucking audience, isn't it, to get into it. Yeah. So it'd be amazing if he does dump her, because you've also got the manipulating it where some contestants just get booted off straight away. But then you get Maya, Maya's not even there for this one, coming in going, you may be voted off. And it's like, but then other times they go, right, see ya. Don't let the door bang you on the fucking ass as you leave the villa. And that's where the producer comes in, doesn't it? Ekin-Su, they need Ekin-Su for the show. Whatever we think, she has got support out there. And to be honest, being a producer plant, which is what she is, she's making it tick over. If she wasn't in there, it probably would be pretty boring. So as much as I call her, you need her bullshit. That's the unfortunate for the next, because we're going to get that mushy bullshit for 3 days where people are going on fishing trips and fucking helicopter and bungee fucking jumps and all this fucking nonsense to show their undying love and that. And then someone will do a tap dancing lesson. Exactly. Someone will do a tap dancing lesson and fucking, there be just some utter bollocks going on, won't that, last few days? So that's the last thing we need, Dave. Not in our life. Not at all.
Oh, that'll be the last week, won't it? So I guess we'll still have some drama, maybe some manufactured drama here. But I mean, it could be tonight, Chris, where they actually do it. So you could have maybe Curtis does go with Danielle, and it's Ekin-Su, go on, pack your bags, because you're going on a date, and out there waiting for you is this Greek god on a white horse.
Great. I have no information, but I'm just holding out so much hope for this. I really am, because this is just like you said it was a 1% chance last time. This is the Hail Mary of Hail Marys if this comes off. Honestly,
no, I think there's more than a 1% chance for this one, because it's just, I mean, who knows? I've seen people say that he's in a relationship and whatever, but I mean, if you were the Love Island producers, you would be going hell for leather to try and make that happen, wouldn't you? So then there's always a chance.
I love it. I'd fucking love it, Dave. I love it. Anyway, right. So, anything else before we go?
No, I think. Yeah, I'm wobbling a bit this week, I have to say. I was saying up to last week, I was sort of enjoying it despite the manufactured stuff. But the fact that we've gone so far into overdrive on the soap opera stuff is grating on me a little bit, I must admit. So let's see how tonight goes. Maybe, the Curtis choice will go a different way than the one I expect, and we'll have some surprises. But yeah, let's see.
I love that. Let's see. Basically, let's not see, but I'm still going to have to watch it anyway. So if you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on social media, @cdrealitycast. As always, please go over to Facebook, Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. Come over there. The links for each episode's on there as well. If you're outside the UK, or if you want to watch it on a VPN on the ITVX app, we do have a no VPN affiliation link there as well with a bit of a discount for you guys. So that's in the show notes. And also big thank yous to Charlene as well. And if you do want to support us a little bit more, please go over to patreon.com/CD RealityCast. So the roll call of honor, and a massive thank you to Anna, Tilly, Marcy, Stacey, Sinead, Kathleen Sims, Andrew, Nick, Danielle, Kim, Amanda, Larissa, Helen, Nicholas, Gillian, Keith, Helen, Chloe, Joanna, Libby, Susan, Lauren, Lukalulu Green, and Ken Gustafson. So thank you so much, guys, for your support. Amazing support for me and Dave. And we live to breathe another day in the world of Love Island, Dave.
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, Chris, because you did have a bit of stage fright earlier, I have got a clip from our recording yesterday. Now, this is an exclusive because this is from our other podcast. So the BHS Strokes Back won't hear this until next week. Is it even next week? Yeah, next week. So here we go. Impression of Ashley Peacock for people who did actually watch Coronation Street at a certain time. Here we go, Chris.
Oh, Uncle Fred.
Amazing.
I'm going now, Dave.
Well, after that bombshell, thank you very much, sir. Thanks to all the listeners out there. Thanks to all our supporters, and we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.